We can and we must reopen schools in the fall for in-person teaching, learning, and support. And we must keep them open fully and safely 5 days a week.
The president of the second largest teachers union in the country is calling for schools to fully reopen in the fall. American Federation of Teachers President Randi Weingarten made her case today. Her plea comes as other teacher unions are threatening to strike if members are forced back into classrooms. News 10's Maureen Halliday has been talking with local superintendents. She joins us live in Lansing with their reaction tonight. Maureen.
And I spoke with a local superintendent who tells me it will be safe to return to school full-time in the fall, especially as more people get vaccinated.
I believe that it can be done in a safe way.
Northwest Schools Superintendent Jeff Bontrager says parents should anticipate sending their kids back to the classroom in the fall. He says schools in Jackson County have been face-to-face this year and were successful.
It can be done. Jackson County, Northwest, we have proven that throughout the entire school year. And although we've had to make adjustments, all in all, this has been a very positive year.
One mother says her kid's school reopened in the fall and it's been smooth sailing ever since.
No issue. There haven't been any major outbreaks or anything. Kids have been having to wear masks. I really think now we're to that point where parents should be able to have more of a say over whether they want their kids in school or whether they want to continue the virtual school option.
Bontrager says the vaccine will play a factor, especially now that kids ages 12 to 15 can get the shot.
And the biggie is the fact that the more people are vaccinated, that does help because it doesn't allow that variant to spread. So, I'm feeling very confident that we are going to have a very normal year.
Northwest Superintendent tells me he is fully anticipating opening full-time in the fall. Now, there are no concrete plans yet, but he is proposing dedicating certain teachers specifically for virtual students who want to continue online learning. For now, reporting live in Blackman Township, I'm Maureen Halliday for News 10.
Thanks, Maureen. And it's not just administrators excited about getting students vaccinated and back in class. News 10's Cody Butler talked to some of the first students to get their shots.
Allowing kids 12 to 15 get the shot will help fully reopen schools in the fall greatly. That's why many schools across the region, including here at East Lansing, are holding clinics on site to get their kids their shots.
If you want to do something, you can't really always do it because of COVID.
13-year-old Austin Taylor was one of the many kids 12 to 15 who got their shot at Sparrow's vaccine clinic this morning. He says a big reason for wanting the shot is so he can get back to the classroom.
Eventually go back to school and have like what we call a normal school again.
Austin says it's been a challenge having school during a pandemic.
You're more like lonely and don't have as much people to talk to and are just like alone most of the time.
14-year-old Sai Darshan Vayajan says he is also ready to get back to school. He's been learning online this school year, waiting to get his shot before going back.
I was really excited. I mean, I could now go back to old friends that I saw 2 years ago now.
But not everyone getting their shot today is ready to be back in class.
I miss playing sports. They canceled our football season. It was supposed to be longer.
15-year-old Lawrence Todd and 4 of his siblings now have at least 1 dose.
It means a better chance at not getting sick, and I will be able to go outside more.
Austin says the more friends are vaccinated, the better.
I feel like once you get the vaccine, we'll be able to do way more of those stuff that you can't do right now.
Sparrow is offering a vaccination clinic tomorrow at Grand Ledge High School from 3 until 6. That one is also open to people as young as 12. Sparrow tells me more than 200 people have signed up, and many of them signed up this morning. Reporting live in East Lansing, Cody Butler, News 10.
All right, Cody, thank you. Many clinics are now offering walk-in appointments. Only the Pfizer vaccine is authorized for people 12 to 17 years old. MIOSHA is working to replace its current emergency COVID-19 rules once the work from home order is lifted on May 24th. Now, the proposed rule includes mask wearing, social distancing, and daily health screenings for employees who return to in-person work. Now, even though these rules will apply to all businesses, the Department of Labor says administrators will have to monitor their workers to figure out when it's safe to ease up on the rules.
I think it's important for employers to understand too that while the statewide metric makes sense to recognize the risk in our communities, their workforce might not be at 55%. So they're going to want to think about how they phase in or stagger in and continue to recognize that employees have been struggling through this crisis as well, and childcare and other issues remain a very large factor in people's ability to start coming back to work.
The latest draft says MIOSHA will review the rule after COVID-19 emergency orders end. There will be a public hearing reviewing the proposal on May 26th. Well, a live look at the skies outside our studio thanks to our Sparrow Sky Cam. We've seen sun the past few days, but temperatures have really dropped off at night. Andy Provenzano joining us now to tell us if we should expect more of the same tonight.
Yeah, we will get a little bit, and air's so dry that it's going to cool really quickly again, and we will dip into the 30s. We're under a frost advisory, but I think it's so scattered it's really not much of a concern, and we're going to warm up so quick. Let's take you and show you the satellite picture, and this is just like taking a snapshot from outer space. And you see a few puffy clouds off to the east. That's it. Our skies have been clear. They'll remain clear right through the night with the sunshine out there right now. Pretty much close to our highs for the day in the mid at the coolest to upper 60s, and we've even seen a few 70s pop up here and there, and that'll be the case again tomorrow in the same type of air mass. There's the frost advisory. It ends early tomorrow morning, and really the frost won't settle in until late tonight. That frost advisory really should be for more of the northern part of the state, but there's a lot of temperatures today that hit 70 or got close to it, so that air mass is around for tomorrow and even into the weekend. Your forecast coming up.
The Michigan Senate has approved a budget for the 2022 fiscal year, and the plan would invest nearly $16 billion in K-12 education. It also dedicates $161 million for wage increases for direct care workers and frontline workers at child care institutions. $77 million would be set aside to provide child care for more families. Now, the budget will now head to the House of Representatives for further review. The State Department of Education has named a local kindergarten teacher Michigan Teacher of the Year. Lee Porter, who teaches at Wilcox Elementary in Holt, accepted that award today. She says teaching during the pandemic has been tough, but she's managed to find beauty in the struggle.
I have found so much beauty in the teaching during the pandemic in ways that I couldn't have even imagined, specifically the building of relationships with students. We were remote for a good chunk of this year, and really getting to know families so deeply in a different way that might take longer over the course of the year, and really working collaboratively with families to help support them.
High school graduation plans have been released for 3 schools in the Lansing School District. Drive-through ceremonies will be held for Lansing Eastern, Sexton, and Everett High Schools on June 6. Now, families can drive through the parking lot of the district's administration building to watch their kids walk across the stage. That's at 519 West Kalamazoo Street. Eastern High will walk at 11 a.m., Sexton at 2 p.m., and Everett at 4 p.m. A socially distanced after party will be held on the front lawn of the state capitol immediately after each school graduation. The ceremonies will be broadcast on the district's Facebook page for those who can't be there in person.
This whole world is gonna burn one day. Biscuits and beans on Easter Sunday. What you gonna do when they call you to come through? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? That's the question Hillsdale Mayor Adam Stockford asks in his new song about the end of the world. It was posted today on his Facebook page. Stockford cited his kids as his inspiration, saying they enjoy his music much more than any of the duties he performs as mayor. His song, Biscuits and Beans, tosses aside the modern style of rap and takes the listener back to the old school style of emceeing from the 90s. Good luck to Mayor Stockford on his musical endeavors, and hopefully he doesn't develop any rap beefs with other local leaders.